Hi, I'm Brandy. This is Hound Dog Hollow, and today is day 30 of October YouTube Pagan Blog Challenge. The word is Magick. This is a VR to Amethyst Ascension. The challenge is by Palm Tree Bewitchery. At this point, I've talked extensively about my magical beliefs for basically a lot this month. In short, I believe that there's magic in everything. I believe that you are magic. I believe that your words are magic. I believe that at any given time, at any moment, if you decide to claim the power that you inherently have as a human being and harness magic for your own purposes and start shaping your intentions and manipulating your, not manipulating, that's a harsh word, but manifesting your own destiny, then you're a witch. And that's okay. And you may not call it that, and you have the right to identify however you identify, and if you identify as a witch, ain't nobody gonna take that from you either. It's nobody's business. And I've been pretty explicit about that. It's not about what you have, whether you have a lot and you love it, or whether you have nothing, and that's okay. Because the magic is in you, but also other things can help facilitate that expression of the magic and put you in the right mood set, in the right mind frame. And that's okay too. So I've talked ad nauseum about those things. Really, literally, I've talked about them a lot. And also, I have a challenge. I have a channel doing unboxings of magical stuff, and I talk about my experiences as I go through here. But I will say, there's tons of magical moments in your life. They're just like the magic of looking at somebody and them looking at you, and you can see that they love you more than any fucking thing. That is like electric sparks between us, and that happens between me and my husband all the time. Or just like the magic of having a huge, deep belly laugh with friends, and just how fucking good you feel after that. That is literally what life is made of. The magic of sitting in front of a warm fire on a cool day and just reading a book. This is all magic. Everything is magic. Everything is intent. Everything is special and imbued with life and power and memory and magic. It's so amazing and wonderful, this life that we get to lead. But I'm going to tell you 3 highlights for me. And these 3 things are the closest I've felt to divine in my life. And I mean, I'm sure there's more, but these are the top 3 that instantly come straight to mind. In no particular order. So the first one, actually, I guess in chronological order. The first one was on our honeymoon. We went to Puerto Rico, and we went to the, what's called a bio bay. And it's bioluminescence. And basically, you go out there at night in this little bay, and you get in a kayak, a sea kayak, to a kayak, and you paddle out to this mangrove. It's like a little channel with mangroves coming over, and literally the mangroves are like 6 feet above your head with like iguanas sleeping in them. So it's like an enchanted forest, and you come out into this little bay, and it looks like a galaxy. Hold on, my dog is just pissing me off. Oh, get out. Get out. It looks like a galaxy in the water, not just in the sky. And so you're paddling in this, and it's just like every time your paddle hits, it's like a little explosion, like a nebula. And then when the fishes go, they're like giant, bright, vibrant shooting stars. And when you grab and swirl your hand in it, it's just like amazing. It was so amazing. I did that with my husband. I felt like the miraculous awe of nature I have felt tons of time, but in my life, tons. You cannot live in the Pacific Northwest or go through monsoon in Korea or, live in the desert. Like, you cannot go through all of these different environments and not truly appreciate nature. But this was like the most magical, enchanting, natural thing I had ever seen in my life, and it made me feel so close to divine, because it was like, my God, I mean, this is real life. This is real life, not a movie, and it's just straight up magic. Number 2, I am a nurse, and when I was in nursing school, I was very, very lucky that on my OR rotation day, I saw an open heart surgery. And the initial part was a little bit like I was really worried that I was going to embarrass myself and faint when they cracked the person's ribs open. Because there is definitely a sound with the saw, and then it's like... I did not faint, thank God, and it didn't sound that cool. And at one point the surgeon called me over, because he knew I was a student, and I saw a human being's heart beating in their body. And your heart doesn't do like bub 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 bub. It twists. It twists. It was like, I don't know, I felt like God was touching me. It was just like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And that we had the power and the science and the technology and just like the knowledge to save this man, to keep that heart beating. I mean, I was just blown away. Just like by the miracle of what our bodies are, the miracle of science. Like, there are some and people in our community that fucking hate on science and medicine, and it makes me really sad because we don't go through what we go through and get our educations to hurt people. We do it because we love people, and we do it because we care about them. So before you vilify doctors and nurses, you probably know some, and there are probably a lot of pagans that are doctors and nurses and other medical personnel, and I guarantee you nobody is spending what we're spending on our education to go out and be shills for big pharma and hurt you. But it just was like, oh my God, the most amazing thing. There was so much magic in that beating heart and in those very precise surgical hands that was going to fix that heart with a vein from somebody's leg. It was just amazing. I mean, just the way that the divine presents in humans, that somebody created this machine, this heart and lung machine, that somebody created sterile technique, that somebody created this specific procedure, anesthesia. I mean, like, all of this is amazing. It's the divine spark in action. And then, last but not least, nearly 5 years ago, I gave birth to a little boy. And this is probably a lot. I probably have never talked about this, but I don't get pregnant easily. And so trying to conceive was a very long, hard road for me, and it still is, because I would love more children, but it's just not happening that way for me. My first child, and I had complication after complication. I mean, just like, I even threw up for 7 months. I threw up for 7 months. I lost so much weight during my pregnancy. And I had to have an emergency C-section because of some other stuff that was going on. So my son was born at 6:44, and I heard his little cry. And then he and my husband went to the NICU, and I didn't see my child for 4 hours. I didn't see him for 4 hours after he was born. I didn't see my kid. I heard a soft little cry. Then I started having a postpartum hemorrhage, and then they were trying to save him. They were trying to save me. It was just like a lot happening. And so they bring me my child, finally, at almost 11 o'clock at night, on a cold winter's night. And my husband shows me our kid, and you know, I'm drugged up. I'm so drugged up, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm naked from, you know, I'm just wearing a hot silk gown, and they put him on my chest, on my belly and my chest, because I'm so weak. I can't really hold him. And he wiggles up to my breast and latch on. And he latches on by himself. And he starts to nurse, and he looks at me. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, dude. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. I can't think of any other thing where I felt closer to universe. Like, I brought a human being with science into the world. I created a human being. Like, he grew in my body. His soul and my soul were in the same body. And now here he is looking at me and nursing me from my body. And it's just like, the most divine, perfect thing in the world. And I'm so lucky that it happened to me because, number one, most people didn't think it was going to. And number two, some women try forever with fertility problems. And they never... And it never happens for them. And I'm so fucking sorry for that. But that is the purest love. I mean, oh my God, love. It's the purest form of magic. And I knew. And it's so cliche. But I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, the way that I knew that I'm a woman. I'm Puerto Rican. My name is such and such. The way that I knew those things, but on a deeper level that nobody can ever take away from me. I knew that I would kill and die and live for this human being. And I would do anything to protect him. And that was like... a spell was cast between us that didn't need any words. And that's magic. Sorry, I didn't mean to cry. That's magic. So... as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.